Human rights lawyer Sogunro joins us now to share his thoughts on today's planned protest. Thank you so much for joining us at this point. I'm sure you have been watching the developments since morning. The protests have not held up till now. Security operatives have been in Lekki toll gate since yesterday. What's your take on this?
Well, yes, of course, the government has, in a sense, already achieved one part of its aim, which is to intimidate the protesters themselves, because by putting police and other personnel at the toll gate since the late hours of yesterday, it has sent a clear message to everyone that it is willing to, as much as possible, use the force, the police force, in ways that are understood to be excessive and could result in the deaths of innocent people. And so it's unsurprising that several people who would otherwise have wanted to come out have decided to stay away so far. But otherwise, this is just, in a sense, a ridiculous use of force by the government for something that is ordinarily recognized by everyone, including the police, as a lawful exercise of constitutional rights to protest.
Mr. Sogunro, you mentioned, I would like to tell you that please let's mind the words we use on air. But looking at all of this now, the last NSAS protest ended in not so palatable way. Wanton destruction of lives, of properties, and some people were injured. We still have the relics of the destruction that happened in Lagos at the time. Is it a bad thing for the state government, the security agencies, to want to ensure that properties are safe and people are secured and people can go about their normal activities?
While, of course, that in itself is not a problem, the question of how it is being pursued itself should be looked at. First and foremost, the police act as though the right to protest and the exercise of this protest right is inherently incompatible with every other commercial or day-to-day activity in the state. And this is wrong. It's not either protest or free movement. There are ways, and if the police is willing to do this, that they can coordinate with protesters to ensure that, fine, you have your protest, while we would ensure that other people are able to go around. In more democratic societies, you have a situation where the protesters themselves would feel that they are protected by the police presence. What we have here are people carrying riot gear and guns and the kind of what do you call it, weapons that you use when you are facing an enemy combatant, not when you are facing peaceful protesters. That is the messaging that is problematic here. It's already signaling that the police presence is hostile to the intent of protesting. It's not one of protecting citizens. It is one of causing some kind of intimidation, and we have to be clear about that. So if I go there and I do not feel safe by the presence of the police, there's something wrong in the policing attitude. But worst is the fact that this is not just theory. As at this morning, those who merely showed up in the area with placards or even innocent people who are passing by were already picked up and arrested. How do you come out and say that we are here to protect citizens, and at the same time you are picking up protesters who have not even so much as carried the placard or even done anything? So that is the issue here, and we must be clear that the police attitude is both dangerous and is capable of actually stimulating the tension that they are saying they are trying to prevent.
Mr. Sogunro, the Lekki toll gate has been closed down for quite a long time since the NSAS protest started, and of course it has been a subject of discourse at the panel of inquiry. Now the panel of inquiry has handed the toll gates to the owners to continue its business. But this has been the bone of contention. But we have not been looking, have we not looked at the different sides to the whole thing? Let's have a balance. First of all, yes, there's a need to seek justice. And on the other hand, there's also the need for those who work with the LCC to keep their jobs as well. Is this protest looking at both sides and understanding that even if we have a protest, the business can continue while justice is being served?
I do not agree with that perspective because, one, we have the toll gate itself as a continuing symbol of the injustice that was met out to victims. And one of the things we do in Nigeria is that we erase victim suffering because we want to get on with business. We basically sweep it under the rug. And by opening this toll gate at this moment, when the issues have not been resolved and when other aspects of the case are still going on, then we are basically saying that the suffering, the anguish of victims, of survivors is irrelevant and want to get back to the situation that we had before that. That might be the, what's it called, the position of the government, but the citizens are making it clear to the government that they do not want this. If we are in a representative democracy, the government should pick its cues from the citizens. The government should do what the citizens say they want and not the other way around. The government is not here to serve the interests of corporate entities. It's not here to serve the interests of particular people. It's here to serve broad public opinion. And again and again, it has been clear that public opinion is against the reopening of these toll gates.
Okay.
So if we are truly in a constitutional democracy, then the government should be able to tell the corporate owners and say, look, the people we serve, the people who elected us, are not ready for this. And not tell the people that, oh, the corporation owners are ready to continue. Then that is everything turned upside down.
Okay, so you're saying that this, since it's a continuous symbol of injustice, it should continue to be closed down till justice is served.
No, I am not saying that. The people of Lagos are saying that. You can, if you do a broad poll today of Lagosians' attitudes and views on this, then that is what will emerge. That no, we do not think this toll gate should be reopened at this point in time, and the government should listen to the people.
Okay, so you just assume, your assumption is that everybody is standing with that view. If a poll is done today, it will stand that way, right? All right, Ayo Sogunro, thank you so much for talking to us on this development.